Welcome to CityBiz. Can you believe we are at the end of June? At least we're in the sunny, well, semi-clouded, beautiful outdoors of Central Park. I'm your host, Melinda Arndt. This is Michael Halley, Councilman Michael Halley.
Good to see you.
Nice to see you, Michael. We had to do it. We didn't really need the shades, but we didn't know with the partial sun and shade what we might need. So we're happy to be with you to catch you up on, certainly from the perspective of the City Council, everything going on around town, and more things are going on around town, which is nice to know. We're socially distancing as much as is good out here in the outdoors. And Michael, we're sitting in a park. We have some news from Parks and Rec?
Well, yeah, parks are open, playgrounds are open, and the parks, or the recreation department is more open than it's been since the COVID thing started. They're at phase 4, I believe. So some of the changes are you don't need an appointment to use the weight room, but social distancing is still required inside the facility. Masks are optional, so they're highly recommended but not required. And then the outdoor pool is actually now open for family fun, which is just open swim from 11 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 11 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. on Saturday. And during that time, the family time, it's very important, the water slide is open. So if you, like me, when you go to the pool, you have to go on the water slide. Going to the pool and not going on the water slide is an incomplete experience. So it's open.
Now we know, Michael.
Yes, you know. And we talked about this before, pools are considered pretty safe. The chlorine, especially when you're outside in the sun and there's a breeze. So no mask required while swimming, which, you know, is really good. So yeah, we're following state guidelines, easing back into it. And as with everything, individuals have different comfort levels. And we had a gentleman who requested that this Park and Rec continue to require the masks. He was actually kind of upset about that. And when you see the cases not dropping off significantly right now, that you understand why some people may feel that way, but because they're maintaining social distancing inside the facility, that's why the masks aren't as important. Masks are really important when the distancing can't be maintained.
Yeah, and in an enclosed space.
Yes, in enclosed spaces, yep.
Yeah.
And it's a really pretty large space in there, so that's why I think it's 2 people at a time in the weight room right now. That gives them enough space to maneuver.
Well, so it's all progress as long as we all are suitably cautious to our comfort level and to those around us. I think that's still important. I must say, we went to Lowe's, this is a segue, to get some building supplies over in Burlington, and almost everybody, of course the employees were wearing masks, but most of the customers were too, and they have a lower incidence there than in some areas. I felt respected.
Yeah.
I felt respected.
And we talked about it. The mask is really not so much to protect you, but to keep your droplets away from other people.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're in an enclosed space and you have a mask to put on, it's not a bad idea.
Yeah. So, but our parks are open, the trails are open, all of the parks are open. The weather has been, pretty good in between the rain, unless you like being out in the rain, but looks like we have good weather coming up for 4th of July, for whatever people may plan to do. We don't have our fireworks, but...
Yeah, fireworks are postponed until Labor Day at this point.
Yeah, and then hopefully we can gather. I mean, that always draws a crowd, and what are you going to do?
Yep.
Anything with the crowd, state fairs, county fair, everything's been...
For the most part.
Different this year.
Yep.
Yeah. So what do we have? We have other outdoor projects going on.
Yep.
The city has the step 2 of the sanitary conveyance.
Yep. A lot of progress is being made. Maxwell Construction has 3 crews working in different locations. They've completed almost all the bores under the roads, under the railroad tracks for the sewer line. So step 2, again, it connects Lamson Woods, where the new line to the sewer plant has stopped, connects that all the way up to campus. And yeah, they're going like gangbusters. Speaking of the trail, the section by Neff Wetlands is still closed as of, what's today, June 24th. They're hoping to get it open again But when that section opens, the section to the north that goes through the woods and over the stream, that'll close. So it'll be a little while before we'll have a complete loop. We'll talk about something related to that later at the end of the show. So we hope to get the full loop open again, but during this time there will be sections that will be closed a little bit at a time. So, so keep an eye out for that.
It's all with the bigger picture in mind, even if, for the time being, we can't 100% do the loop, but there's a lot of it you can do.
And the full project it will be open until about a year from now, but that doesn't mean that all the disruption will be there between now and then. So they've got that long to finish, but there's a lot of little stuff that'll be done in different places, but they're making a lot of progress. So this is a new sewer line as mandated by the state DNR and the Federal Environmental Protection Agency mandated. We need to do this, and it's to keep the stormwater out of the sewer. When stormwater gets into the sewer, where it's not really supposed to be, it overwhelms the sewer plant, and the overflows of raw untreated sewage are illegal. So that's why we have to do this, is stop breaking the law. So it's required, but we got a bunch of grants to help pay for it and some really low interest loans from USDA. So we, the people who pay for water and sewer, aren't getting hit as hard as we would have had we not gotten all that grant and loan money.
Thank heavens for that, because our rates have gone up a little bit, but this is years and years in the making, so it's good that it's coming along. When it's all finished, it'll just be smooth running. It's
one of those things you don't think about.
It's underground.
It's underground. It's out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, but right now I have a few friends who are neighbors to where some of the work is going on, and it's going on. But
it is.
It will complete, just like the 9th and Burlington.
Yeah. So 9th and Burlington, we talked about this last time, the pedestrian crossing upgrades. So the physical work has actually begun this week. Some cuts were made. So the new crosswalks will be complete. I guess there was a long lead time on some of the electrical components. So the new push buttons and signals will be a little later, but expect a little slow traffic in that area where there'll still be 2 lanes open, but the turn lanes will be closed so that the crews can work on either side of the road. So 9th and Burlington, just be a little patient in that area, but these pedestrian improvements will really enhance safety quite a bit and visibility for people crossing there.
So becoming a reality always takes the becoming, the doing. And there is that. And we had another outdoor area. Street overlay, is that related to that?
So that's done, that's a process that the city has started doing. We used to do what's called a seal coat, which was a chemical spray on top of gravel. And the chemical...
We used to have that on our
street. made it kind of compact and not as dusty, but it degrades pretty quick. So the city explored a different option where we put in a 3-inch asphalt overlay on top of it instead of the gravel. Much smoother, much longer lasting, and more bang for your buck. So you pay a little bit more for that, but it lasts longer than the old seal coats. So we're doing that on a bunch of streets. The work for this year is done. So some was 8th Street, 12th Street, Gear Avenue, and I can't remember the other ones, but they got it done in less than a week.
Yeah, I saw when we ride the trail, we come out there by the golf driving range, 8th Street. They were just finishing up that. That's so nice to ride on now.
It is really nice and smooth.
Yeah. So enjoy those where you see them, if you are in those parts of town. Other outdoor work, well, we are sitting right in Central Park. And I've appreciated that there are some tables have made an addition.
Yeah, so Parks and Rec put 2 picnic tables here in 2018. And then just a couple weeks ago, they added 2 more to the west side of the square. And I guess you could say the obvious reason is so many restaurants are now open for takeout only. So if you get the food, and you don't want to take it home, then you see, if you drive by anytime, lunch or dinner, all 4 of the tables are typically full of people, and there's overflow where people are eating. They use these green benches that we're sitting on as the chairs, and they use the concrete benches as a table.
Yeah.
So people get creative to do what they want to do, which is they want to eat near the restaurants in our nice, beautiful, shaded Central Park. So people are very appreciative of the new tables. I'll just give a little preview that I've been asked to look at the project that I had brought to the council a couple years ago of some permanent metal tables to bring that back for consideration. So maybe by our next CityBiz, I'll have an update on that.
Cool.
But it's still a work in progress. I'm just getting all the costing, and I'm going to take that to the Park and Rec board meeting on July 6th, get them to hopefully sign off on it, and then I'll bring it to council. Typically, the council doesn't get involved in micromanaging the parks, which is why Park and Rec made the decision to bring these tables over without the council needing to tell them. But something permanent like what I was bringing a couple years ago comes to council just because Central Park is, it's our most prominent city park.
Yeah,
so.
You see it when you come through town. And I noticed the picnic tables are each chained to a tree.
Yeah.
So they're not going to be dragged around the park or even dragged off somewhere. So they will be here.
They will remain until someone unchains them. But,
And then how about Petra Park? Any
Petra
updates?
Park made some progress. I try not to smirk, but it's it's a little at a time. So
yeah, it's a little at a time. I've seen some work there.
They ran an irrigation line, so they're going to have water and electric utilities on site. So they ran an irrigation line that runs around the perimeter, so that the planters will be more easily watered by just like turning on the system, turning it off. So, and they built a little shed on the west side, and that's going to house the utilities and any tools or whatever that might be needed. So, yes, progress is made, and someone removed a bunch of the weeds that had grown. So that was nice. But I can't even. I'm not even going to say an opening date. Let's just.
We don't know, but
it'll be done when it's done.
And it'll be one more outdoor space that we have, and right now we can see it coming along.
Yeah, a little bit at a time.
Now I have we want to try to keep this more compact this week, but I'll just say one word: Baffle-Taffer. And that is an acronym.
That's an acronym, so I didn't want to talk about it till it was official, because it's silly, but the Chamber of Commerce is hosting a Bike Around Fairfield Loop Trail annual fun ride, and that acronym is Baffle-Taffer. And it's coming up on August 8th, Saturday, August 8th. And it's basically a supported trail ride. You just ride around the trail, and there'll be some support. So if anybody is like an elderly person or children or people that they want to ride the trail, maybe go a little further than they're normally comfortable with, there'll be support to help them in that, and just kind of make a day of it. But yeah, the acronym was to try to match, you got RAGBRAI, which is so well known. It's like, well, we got to have a fun acronym that people will kind of get their attention. So Baffle-Taffer, that was.
It just works out to be that, using those letters. And there's been a lot of bike riding. We've been out on the trails. I've seen Thursday night gravel rides, leaving at 5:30 from the bike shop, from the ride, with a lot of 25, 30 people.
Well, there's a level 2 gravel ride before.
That's right.
The week before.
End of July.
Baffle-Taffer, end of July. So that's for the serious, riding on gravel is. It's like
more work.
It's like walking through water, It's more friction. So
it's more work, but
it's more work.
It's certainly a way people are turning out, and it's great to see walkers, bikers.
Yep.
I think anyway. Now, no, casting no aspersion on those who prefer to be indoors or doing something where you're not as active outside. Everybody's got their own level.
That's right.
Yeah. But happy to see the Celtic Jam moving outside on Sunday afternoons right here in Central Park. So there's I guess we're on the topic of outdoors, but
Yeah.
but we have to wrap this up.
It's been fun. This is something new, being outside and on a beautiful Central Park. So.
Yeah, thanks for keeping up the good work with the City Council. I applaud everyone who devotes their time to being on the City Council and making these decisions that help our city run. Thanks for joining us on this late June edition of CityBiz. Stay cool.
Stay cool.